Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to this Dartmouth cable broadcast of Dartmouth High School football. Tonight we're on the road, just up the road at Bishop Stang. Want to welcome Paul Santos, Andrew Thompson alongside. But before we get into the pregame show, let's take note of Coach White's comments earlier on this week.
With Dartmouth pride, let us welcome to the field our Dartmouth football Indians.
It's a great rivalry. We've had it for years, even back when I played in the 80s. So, you know, it's been an important part of our schedule as long as I can remember. So, yeah, we know everybody over there. We know the kids on the team. We know coach and staff. So it's just a great local rivalry, even though we're not on the same street anymore. It was even more fun when we were at the Slocum Road location. Great game to prepare for, and moving it to week one's been awesome for the fans and the kids at both schools. So we had a great crowd, so it's been a lot of fun. Well, total year is 35, but this is my 21st year as a head coach. Yeah, so when Coach Golden came to this area from Dartmouth, he started in New Bedford High the same year I took over Dartmouth High. So we've been going at it for the last 20 years. So we've developed a great friendship, and you know, he's just a positive of a role model you can have at a high school, and he does things the right way, and he's definitely an excellent football coach, but he's even better at preparing his guys for life after football, life after high school.
Indians begin to celebrate. Ricky White with Jackson Hart. Big hug for his junior leader. There's another one.
I mean, every time you have a great season, I mean, you know, the expectations are high going into every season, honestly. But, you know, this year we have everybody coming back after a 9-2 season. So I don't think there's any surprise of, you know, what we're going to bring to the table to the teams that we're playing. We've upgraded our schedule. We picked up Division I Braintree and Barnstable. So, like I told the guys, there's no guarantees of anything this year. There's no guarantees any year, but 9-2 is going to be tough to match, to be honest with you, with the schedule that we're playing. So, but you know, with the increased competition is going to come a better chance for us to get ready for the playoffs. So we're excited about that. But yeah, I mean, teams are going to know that we're going to be pretty good. So you know, really senior leadership on this team. We have 20 seniors, and you know, with the core returning of the skill positions, our quarterback, our Jackson Hart, Ray Gramlich, our running back, and Marcus Andrews, our slot receiver. So those three guys are really kind of the cogs in the machine offensively. You know, we have some guys that got time, some varsity guys, Tom Quinn last year, Lucas Patello, Aiden Carrero. We have some guys back on the offensive and defensive lines, which is nice, and a linebacker. But, you know, we got to replace some guys. You know, but we have all seniors at the wide receiver position. We have Asante Aurora, who came in from Tabor Academy, and so he's added some depth at receiver and at defensive back. So we got the wheels in place. We just need our offensive and defensive lines to get some experience. We have some new starters up front, and that's always, you know, they're the key to your whole success of your season is up front, right? Well, you just got to make sure the timeline from when you start August 16th to the first game, you know, and you want to make sure you get as much in as possible. And logistically, you got to get, you know, all the rosters done and the uniforms and the things that, you know, just for the week one, the decals, the stickers, the helmet for the helmets, and you know, but you know, the TV teams lined up to cover the games and tickets and all that stuff. But you know, making sure we got the right guys for week one out on the field and being ready to go, right? You don't want to go out and make mistakes. So you got to make sure you cover everything that you can possibly cover that's going to happen in the game, you know, before the first game of the season. So, you know, a lot of teams, sometimes you'll see in the first week, there's a lot of mistakes, there's a lot of penalties. So we try to eliminate that so that when we go in, we've covered, you know, everything so that, you know, we're not making those types of mistakes, and that's going to give us an advantage, hopefully, for our first opponents. I love coaching, and you know, in any sport, like, you know, you're going into a game and there's a lot of unknowns, right? You know, Stang's seniors are this is their last time playing us. It's one of those games where you throw the records out the window. And we're fortunate to have great local rivalries with Stang and New Bedford and Fairhaven. So I mean, it's fun, and you definitely get excited. I don't get super nervous, but I'm pretty pumped up for every game when we're playing. So a little bit of nerves, I guess, but more like nervous for my guys and making sure that we all come out and do a good job and that they perform the way we've prepared them to perform. Because if not, it's on me. When we play well, it's great, but when we don't play well, obviously, it's on the coaches. So, obviously the team takes some responsibility. But yeah, we're excited to go every week and looking forward to a big opening night against Bishop Stang.
Hello again, everybody. Jim Thompson alongside Paul Santos and Andy Thompson, and we welcome you to this broadcast of Dartmouth High School football tonight on the road, and just up the road, may I add, to their longtime rival, the Spartans of Bishop Stang. I'd like to welcome Paul and Andrew. How was your summer, boys?
Terrific. Really nice to be with you gentlemen here. We always enjoy the season when they start. Dartmouth is looking forward to a really great season. And how about these conditions tonight? Partly sunny, 71 degrees, big crowd on hand, lots of excitement in the air for Dartmouth High School football.
Andrew, always great to see you. I see you every day now that you live with me. So welcome once again, I think for your 5th or 6th year on the broadcast. Greatly appreciated.
Glad to be here. Have fun every year with you guys.
All right, so we had an opportunity, Andrew, to talk to the Bishop Stang High School coach, Dennis Golden. One of our favorites, just a wonderful guy. Perfect fit here at Bishop Stang. Not only for his leadership in football, but for the leadership of the school. He thinks they have a shot at this if he controls the football.
Absolutely. They're going to run a flex bone, which is similar like an Army-Navy game you would watch, ground and pound, keep it tight. They have a couple returning guys. Their quarterback, who is Brock Winslow. His grandfather was actually a great high school quarterback out of Coyle, I believe. Returning running back, Plant, who was the third-year starter at Catholic Central All-Star last year. He is a big boy. Reminds you of Dennis Golden's son, who played here a couple years ago when Stang actually beat Dartmouth here. I believe it was 7-9, where Stang did everything right that game, kept the ball out of Dartmouth's hands, controlled the clock, 20 to 20-yard line, make Dartmouth go the field, control the ball. That's what they're looking to do tonight. And if they do that, Dennis Golden thinks they got a shot. We'll see.
And, Paul, just the opposite on the Indian side of the football. They don't care about controlling the clock. They want to put points on the board, and they can from any point on the field.
So many great players coming back with such great experience. And you look at Gramblick, he had team-high 14 touchdowns. Ray did on the season. Marcus Andrews found the end zone 12 times. Jackson Hart, the quarterback, ran for 10 touchdowns, threw for another 16. You add that all together, just those three alone, combining for 37 touchdowns. They can score from anywhere at any time. Very, very explosive. Going to be a challenge for Bishop Stang here tonight.
Andrew, you're pretty friendly with the staff at Dartmouth High School. How important is it for Ricky White to have these three standout seniors? What does it mean to the rest of the team as far as their leadership's concerned?
Well, I mean, you talk to them, those three guys have been the key guys in the weight room, get everybody else there all summer long. I know talking to them over the summer, it's been a pretty good turnout. So they're excited. I think as those three go, the team goes. If Hart's getting it out to Andrews in the flat and getting big yardage, and Gremlick, they're going to run a little bit different offensive blocking scheme this year, a little bit more zone for Gremlick to get the holes quicker and cut up field fast this year. So it should be something to watch, and I think they're excited. I think they know they have a lot of leadership in that specialist unit. So we'll see what happens. It should be a big year for those guys.
And, Paul, I think the Indians had an outstanding season, undefeated until the playoffs, where they lost to Super Bowl champion Milton, and on Thanksgiving Day lost to Super Bowl, I believe, 7 winner, the Blue Devils of Fairhaven High School. So these seniors have a little bit more on their plate this year to get back to that big game.
Last year was last year and this year is this year, but you have to be thinking when you're an athlete and you're a competitor, that has to be in the back of your mind. Undefeated all year, losing to Milton and then losing to Fairhaven, as you said, 2 ultimate Super Bowl champions, but a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. They look back at that Fairhaven game and that 42-yard field goal by Dartmouth. that really cost them the game at the end. I mean, they really could have and should have won that game. So they have to be thinking about it every day in the weight room. Every day that they're working on this year, they're thinking about last year and thinking, no, we're going to make up for that. We are going to have a fantastic season, and it all starts tonight with a rival from down the road, Bishop Stang.
Well, you can see the team captains out there. And Andrew, what a spectacular crowd here. We're still a couple of minutes from the kickoff. This place is pretty well sold out.
Yeah, it's great to see a ton of students down there. I did walk by and I heard that one of the students say, this is the student section. If you're not a student, get out. So Stang crowd is probably rowdy, and I don't know, the Dartmouth crowd looks across the way. They took the stands out, so should be a fun night here.
Well, the Spartans have won the toss. They've elected to receive the football. And we welcome you viewers around the world. We're live on YouTube. And we're Dartmouth Community TV.
That was a big Spartan right there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You know, at my age, that's scary.
Well, the young lady that's going to sing the national anthem is a Stang Junior. Her name is Emmy Colombo, and she has a terrific voice, and that's why they're turning the national anthem over to her.
Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game about to be played. Give each one of us the courage to play this game in a manner by which our words and our actions are pleasing to you. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship and with respect for the members of the opposing team. We ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, officials, parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us to be aware of his presence with us in this game. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please stand and turn toward the flag for the singing of our national anthem.
Pencils and water.
Stang Junior Emmy Colombo with our national anthem.
Well, if that doesn't get your nerves going prior to the kickoff, I don't know what does. So welcome again, everybody. I'm Jim Thompson alongside Andy Thompson and Paul Santos. We welcome you people from around the world tuning into this high school football game. Long-time rivalry, Paul Santos, goes back to the early 1960s when Tommy Geyerson was the starting quarterback for Bishop Stang under the tutelage of Carlin Lynch.
Yeah, it goes back a long time. And, you know, you look here at two really good high school teams, two really terrific programs, well coached, lots of experience. And you have this rivalry in the town, as Coach White talked about. There are some towns that don't have that. And so it's really nice. You look at Ricky White, 21 years as a head coach, 35 altogether coaching. Dennis Golden, 8 years as a head coach here at Bishop Stang, 34 years experience coaching at some places like New Bedford and Catholic Memorial. So two terrific guys, two terrific role models, great staffs, some great players on the field, and we're just moments away from the kickoff.
Aiden Gendron will kick it off for the Indians. Back deep for the Spartans, Ty Silver and Quiston Silver. High, end over end, far side. And this is Taj Sylvia running to the near side. And he gets across the 15-yard line and is planted there by Johan Johnson.
By number 11, Johan Johnson. Bishop Stang takes over.
Well, it's early in the game, but it's nice to get a lift on special teams. Look at this big hit right here. Boom! And that starts them out deep in their own territory, staying ball control. They got a lot of green in front of them to start.
That's how you start a season right there for Dartmouth. That's what you like to see.
So Brock Winslow, the junior, brings him out. The run a form of the wishbone for all you older viewers. It's called the flex bone. You see Army and Navy run it. And they run it up the middle, and that goes for about a yard or two. Michael Hawk made the stop for the Indians on Keegan Plant, and Plant is a very good player. 3-year starter for the Spartans, Catholic Central League All-Star last year.
Going to see him carrying the ball a lot today as Coach Dennis Golden looking for the ball control.
Indians jamming the line of scrimmage. And this is the quarterback on the keeper, and he's across the 25. Still pushing the pile out to about the 27-yard line. Late whistles are going to mark it
Ball is carried by number 2,
just
Brock
across the
Winslow,
25 out to the
play
27 or
by
so.
number 22, Michael Hawk.
Michael Hawk once again. And Ray Gremlick in on the stop for the Indians. But a nice gain will be third down and about a half a yard.
This is exactly what Stang would want to do. Grind it, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Get makeable third downs. They're going to get in trouble when it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9s in this game.
Coach White talked about that before the game, that you really got to make it the situation where they're in 3rd and long, where it's difficult to convert.
And this is Plant. The Indians get him behind the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 4th down.
Ball is carried by Keegan Plant.
Tom Quinn in there initially for the Indians.
And number 53.
One of the issues that Stang is going to have is Dartmouth knows what they're going to do. So if you know that kid's going to get the ball and you know they need a half a yard, they just kind of keyed on that kid, and you saw the result.
You said the keys. Keys to this are watch the ball, watch the fakes, know your assignments, and stay home.
They're going for it here on 4th down and just over a yard to go. See if they get the Indians off sides. They're going to pitch it here to the near side to get themselves the first down and more. Look out! Just tripped up by the shoe tops is Luke Oliveira. That was Tom Quinn, who perhaps saved the touchdown.
That game's good for a Bishop Stang first down.
Yeah, a little different look here for Stang to get out around the edge, and a couple guys over pursued. Nice call by Stang, and I think everybody there thought I was going to go up the middle or quarterback keeper. So good call by Stang to keep Dartmouth on their toes here.
And the smart thing is they keep the ball. Punting the ball at Dartmouth is not what you want to do, so a good gamble, and it pays off for the Spartans.
They're going to run it to the far side this time, and picking up a couple of yards is Yazbak, Danny Yazbak.
Ball is carried by number 11.
And Dalla Costa made the stop right at about the line of scrimmage. Paul will bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage for Bishop Stang is a real key here. You know, Dartmouth has a lot of experience in the skill position players, a little bit less on the line. So Stang is hoping to take advantage of that, use their offensive line, use that running game. And how about that smart play going around the side before on 4th down? That was a gutsy call, but it worked. They used the outside, and now they're moving the ball a little bit. They're grinding it up.
So before this play gets off, we have a penalty against the Indians. Offsides against the Indians. They call that encroachment. So that moves the ball 5 yards closer. And Paul, exactly what Stang wants.
Right, they started at their own 18-yard line, and here they are knocking on the door at midfield at this 2nd down and 4. And it's the way they lined up. That was the problem.
Yep, right there. 67, it looks like, in the neutral zone.
Indians jump again. Here come the flags. Oh, the Indians give them back-to-back 5-yard penalties, and that should be enough for the first down yardage they needed. Yes, it's a first down.
5-yard penalty.
Right about the 47-yard line of Dartmouth High.
Yeah, that's the stuff that drives the coaches crazy. You're right in front of the ball. Just watch the ball. I know Coach Martin and Coach Rossi probably hammered that all week long. And first game jitters. A lot of young guys out there and ready to play, excited. So it happens.
Pass play, near side, dropped by Cosme.
Winslow's pass is incomplete. Intended for number 3, True Gonzalez.
A little bit of a surprise there, I would say. Certainly not a team that throws the ball a lot. And it looked like there was a little bit of a double pump there as they were waiting for the play to develop. And that might have been a little bit of an issue, but good defense by the Indians.
They're going to see a lot of hitches and fades by this Stang team if they do throw the ball. Nothing crazy, nothing over the middle. They're going to keep it outside. Not their forte, but catch them off guard. And I guess True Gonzalez is supposed to be a heck of an athlete. He's a sophomore basketball player, so keep an eye on him.
Quarterback has it, throws out here in the flat. The Indians have it well defended. That was thrown to Keegan Plant. And a nice job defensively by Ray Gremlick. No gain on the play. Bring up third down and 10 yards to go.
Well, that's someone who's played for 3 years, knowing that's coming, stayed home, read his keys, and just got to that flat quick. And 1 yard gain. Nice play by Gremlick.
From the Dartmouth, 46.
7.5 to go here in the opening quarter. The Indians have not yet touched the football offensively.
How about Stang passing 2 times in a row, huh?
Could be 3 here. I mean, this is where you don't want to be, the 3rd and 10.
They like this quarterback, Winslow.
Ball.
And that ball's on the ground. And I believe the Indians say they have it. Let's see who's on the bottom of the pile. No, that's going to remain Bishop Stang football.
That's what something Dennis Golden said to us for the game is the turnovers, the fumbles, and those things, not giving Dartmouth those chances. And just got away with it right there. Very close call.
4th and 8 from the Dartmouth, 46.
4th and 8, 46-yard line of the Indians.
Well, they took half of the first quarter off the clock. But we're not able to get deep into Dartmouth territory like they were looking to do.
Good snap, good high kick. Indians gonna let it bounce. Can hear the Dartmouth coaches yelling fire, get away from it. And we'll get our first look down. Paul Santos at the Dartmouth High School high-flying offense.
Well, there's so many great players coming back, players that we've had the chance to cover over the last few years. And the thing that's fun about it is we get to see these kids playing as sophomores. Jackson Hart earning that job as quarterback as a sophomore, then improving last year and really coming in with kind of a chip on the shoulder to make up for the way last season ended. Ray Gramlich, the hard yardage to the inside. Marcus Andrews on the outside. There's a triple threat right there, and there it's not all there is. There's more.
Indians come out 4 wides. You're going to see a lot of this formation. That's Hart, the senior quarterback. And this is Marcus Andrews. Andrews looking for running room, still on his feet. Gets back to the line of scrimmage where he's taken down there by Travis Hendricks.
What a difference when you look down in the field and you see Stang's flex bone, and then the Indians come out with all those wideouts.
Yeah, I mean, Dartmouth, this is going to be their bread and butter. It has been the last couple of years, and nothing. I don't think they're going to do anything crazy. Just going to say, hey, we're better than you, and try to stop us, really.
3 wides to the near side, 1 to the top of your screen. Grumlick offset from Hart. And here's Gremlick. And Gremlick's perhaps got 2 or 3 yards, or he's taken down there by Keegan Plant, I believe. They're going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 to go.
Good play by Plant there to shed that block and make that tackle in the backfield.
Keegan Plant, a senior out of Mattapoise, at 6'3", 220 pounds, and a real seasoned senior there for Bishop Stang.
Hart, he's got time. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Jackson out there to the 35-yard line. got himself a first down.
Stopping the play by number 5, Dylan Hunt, number 13.
Smart play here by Hart, looking at his reads, pump, take it and use your athletic ability to get the first down. I mean, a newer quarterback to a system might try to force that throw. Him being a senior, knows he can make the play with his feet and gets the first down.
Hendricks made a nice defensive play there for the Spartans. However, it's 1st and 10 Dartmouth. Their first possession of the season. And this is Gremlick, breaks the first tackle, still on his feet across the 45, out to 47, a gain of 13, and another Indian first down, Andrew.
Well, this is what we talked about.
Oh,
Gremlick with that hard inside yardage. Fun to watch.
yep, talking to Coach Martin before the game, talking about some of the new nuances in the blocking up front. They're doing a little bit more of a stretching zone blocking for him to get him the reads to get upfield and make that play for himself. In the last couple of years, he's really done a lot of success running up the middle.
There's the jet sweep to the near side. And that's Andrews who gets across midfield. Nice gain.
Number 13, Marcus Andrews.
Dylan Hunt on the stop for the Spartans, not before a gain of about 4. It'll bring up second down, and we'll call it 6. Pretty good drive, Andrew, so far for the Indians.
So far, I think they're settling in pretty nice. I think they're trying to get everybody their touches and settle in. And, you know, even that play by Andrews, it's a 4 to 5 yard gain. It didn't look like much, but it moves the line of scrimmage and keeps the offense moving. And sooner or later, you know he's going to break one. He's the fastest kid in the area. You have a great quarterback here with Hart. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time, really.
Hart rolls. Looking, throws. Oh, nearly intercepted. Luke Oliveira was over there for the Spartans. It'll bring up third down now here for the Indians.
Well, Luke Oliveira wishes he could have that play back. He's a junior out of Mattapoisett, and he reached up with his fingertips, and it just went right through. Kind of unusual. Usually you don't see that happen with Jackson Hart, but that time a little bit of a mistake. And the thing is, if you're the underdog team, you got to take advantage of those mistakes when they happen, and Stang was unable to do that.
3:46 to play in the opening quarter. You're watching this traditional matchup between the Spartans and the Indians, coming to you from Bishop Stang High School. Hart looks right, throws right, and he completes it for a first down. Nunes Medeiros with the grab. That was a rocket, Andrew, thrown by Jackson Hart.
Yeah, absolutely. Looked like he's very comfortable looking that way. Knew his spot, got to the spot. Nice catch with your hands. You always want to see that in high school football. Catch with your hands, hang on to it. Nice play with that young man.
The Indians now have it at the Spartan 35-yard line. First down, 10 to go. This is Gremlick, running left side, spinning, still churning his legs down to the 30-yard line. Chris Horan tripped him up there, but not after a nice solid 5-6 yard run by Gremlick.
The thing that's fun about watching Gremlick is how he just bends and twists and turns, and you just can't bring him down. I mean, you're getting the blocking and so forth, but what a hard guy to bring down.
Legs are always turning. That he never stops. Even after the first hit, they just keeps going forward. And again, it's that, not a huge play, but it's 4 to 5 yard gain, and it just puts Dartmouth in a good position.
There's Andrews looking for the first down along the Dartmouth sideline. You think he may have it? They're going to mark it very close, Paul.
Yeah, let's see where they end up. Looks like it's going to be a yard to go for the first down. But let's take a look at another player with so much experience. Marcus Andrews does get the first down. The senior wide receiver and defensive back is just enough to keep the chains moving. And another Dartmouth first down. This is a drive that started on their own 20-yard line down to the 2-minute mark left here in the first quarter. So the time is moving along quickly. Quick first quarter. Of course, Stang taking off the clock about the first half of the first quarter, but it's been the Indians ever since they got the ball.
There's Gremlick. Gremlick still running hard. Down just outside the 20-yard line. It's going to be about 4 yards short. And another solid run by Gremlick. It was Plant on the tackle.
Just another leg-turning run by Ray. Just, positive yardage all the time. And if you're Stang, though, you're all right with this. You got a minute 30 left to go in the first quarter. 0-0. Dartmouth hasn't scored, hasn't busted a big play. If you're Stang, I think you're all right now.
Hot ball fake. Looking right. Throws. Caught. Completed. Down inside the 10-yard line. Derek Stevens, I believe, on the...
That's
actually
a 13.
Aiden Gendron, excuse me, on the catch.
13-yard pass play, and you see Gremlick rolling out and throwing on the run, and there were two defenders there, but he thread the needle in between, and it's a nice reception and a huge first down for Dartmouth with about a minute to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, with so many skill guys and fast guys, it's a real positive thing to have Aiden Gendron out there, big boy. He's also the backup quarterback, but he's a big-bodied kid and plays the H-back tight end for Dartmouth.
There's a penalty against Dartmouth.
Well, it'll move the ball back.
Totally different 2nd and 12.
So they're inside the Spartan 10-yard line, and the penalty moves them back.
Interesting to see what the call is here because Dartmouth has so many weapons, so many big plays that they can go to. Stang has to defend every different kind of play. So 12 yards may seem like a long way, but the Indians have enough weapons that they can do it.
Gremlick crashes down inside the 20-yard line. Going to be short of the first down.
He's stopped on the play by number 17, Gavin Meehan.
Gavin Meehan making the stop for the Spartans, but another nice run, Paul, by the Indian running back.
Yeah, it was a 2nd down and 12 to go, and they got about 8 of it back. Ray Gremlick, a team-leading 14 touchdowns on the season last year, working hard in the weight room along with all of his other colleagues out there and all the other teammates, and it really shows, and we've seen that early in the game today as he grinds out those hard yards inside.
That's going to let the clock run out here, and the first quarter comes to an end. Perhaps a surprise. We have no score at the end of one, fellas. What do you think?
I think, like I said a couple minutes ago, I think Stang is probably feeling pretty good about themselves. They haven't given up any points, that they haven't allowed a huge play by Dartmouth that's chunky on the defensive side. But, I mean, hey, you expect Dartmouth to come in and blow you out and make big plays. Stang did a good job on their first drive to hold the ball for a while. So defense is holding strong, and it's the second quarter 0-0. I don't know how much more Dennis would want out of this team.
Yeah, 100%. Talking to him before the game, he's like, hey, we're going to keep the ball, make sure the ball is out of their hands. And when they do have the ball, just don't give up the big play. And really they haven't. There's been a couple here and there, 8 yards there, 12 yards there, but it's not like they've given up the big 50-yard run either. So it's been a very, very interesting quarter, and I think you're right. Stang is hanging around. Have you ever wondered what your town employees cook up when they are off the clock? Now's your chance to find out. Join us for What's Cooking in Town, each episode featuring town employees whipping up delicious dishes while we dive into exciting town projects and initiatives. From revitalizing parks to community-led events, we will stir up conversation on how these developments benefit our town. Tune in, cook along, and discover how we are building a better community one meal at a time. That's Sundays at 10 a.m.
Okay.
I don't know. How's Jim in the kitchen? Is Jim a good cook?
As long as Jim has a microwave, he's excellent. One of the best microwave cookers of all time.
As long as I have a toaster and a Pop-Tart, I'm good.
Me too.
Yeah, that's
Make
good.
it simple.
Make it simple. Keep it simple. Well, let's see what happens here, Jim. The Indians moving down the field, got a 3rd down and short. Knocking on the door, trying to get on the board first in this battle between Dartmouth and Stang.
Good look at the Indian quarterback. Faces third down and short. And it's Gremlick right up the middle, and he's going to be close. I think he's going to be about a yard short. They look across the field. It'll be fourth down now. Just underway here in the second quarter. No score. I'm Jim Thompson. He's Paul Santos, joined alongside with Andy Thompson. Great to have you alongside, and it's nice to be in your living room.
I would never say that converting a fourth down is easy, but if you're 4th and 2 deep in enemy territory, so many things you could do here if you're Dartmouth.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of things to do. I mean, like Stang did earlier, they were in a little pitch out to the wide side, and Dartmouth has they had a couple of kickers last year that were really good, and who knows what they have this year. It was Louis Freitas, I believe, last year could boot it from about 40, so that was a huge weapon. This year, we don't know. Looks like the punter or the kicker is Mike Hawk, so.
Okay, fellas, you know, we're live on YouTube, and we want to say hi to everybody, but we have special guests. Look at that down there in Florida. Hello, coaches' parents. Nice to have you alongside, I believe, Andrew. That was his 60th wedding anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
Dennis
Wonderful.
Golden's parents. Welcome aboard. You got a great son. We love him.
You can see the family resemblance. Doesn't he look just like the dad there? I think so.
I don't think Dennis can eat that much cake. Maybe when he was a kid, I'm not sure, but great to have you on board. Hope you enjoyed the telecast of Dartmouth versus Stang. Great to have you.
So, Coach Andy Thompson, what do you think you call here? Try to get these 2 yards and keep this drive going, assuming they don't kick it.
I think they're going to stick with Ray. It's been going pretty good for him up the middle, except for that last play, but other than that, he's gaining 2 to 3 yards every time he's touched the ball, so I would stay with that, but you never know.
That brings him out. Gremlick, the lone runner. Pitch it to him. Cuts it back inside. He's got more than a first down. He's close to the end zone. And they're going to mark him just short.
Well, you called it, Andy. Get the ball to Ray Gramblick, but a little bit different. Instead of going up the middle, use some speed around the side. And once he got the feet going, there's a big hole there and came very close to getting into the end zone. A gain of about 15 for Ray Gramblick, the leading touchdown scorer last year for Dartmouth with 14.
Okay. What a block there by Aiden Gendron on the kick the blocker out and almost put him on his backside there. Great hole opened up by Adrian Gendron there.
Here's Gremlick, and he runs into a bunch of Spartans, and let's see, his forward momentum get him across? It does. Sure. Just sneaked it in. The Indians take the lead with 10:45 to go in the second. First touchdown of the season.
Well, Dartmouth just sticks what they do best. Give it a Ray up the middle and let his legs turn for the touchdown. Always falling forward. Done that for the last couple of years. Nice play by Dartmouth there to take the 6-0 lead.
That was set up by the run right before that, and the great blocking by the offensive line, and Gramblick with back-to-back runs gets the Indians into the end zone.
So now we have a timeout called by the Spartans as the Indians came out in an odd look.
So if you watch number 15, Gendron, come out and just kick that guy out, knock him off the line, and open up a huge hole for Gremlick. He doesn't need much room to get upfield, and huge, huge play there. Nice block. Exciting for him. I'm sure being the H-back, he likes to hit somebody. He's a big boy.
And if it wasn't for the athletic prowess of Jackson Hart, I know a couple of years ago they thought, did the staff, wow, we have a big kid that can play quarterback. They really like this athleticism that he has, and if he can play quarterback and block like that, pretty good kid to have on your team.
Yeah, and I believe he's only a sophomore.
That's right, sophomore, so he'll be around.
Yeah.
So Gendron, just talking about, comes on to attempt the point after touchdown.
A little swinging gate here, is that what we call that?
Believe so. Actually, Gendron's the holder. And the kick is up, and it's through.
Good.
Michael Hawk coming out for attempt.
There was Michael Hawk in there. Clock is stopped here at Bishop Stang. 10:46 to go, opening quarter. 7-0 Indians.
Well, nice drive there by Dartmouth. They got the ball at their own 20-yard line after Bishop Stang moved the ball from about their own 18 up to midfield. Weren't able to get deep into Dartmouth territory. Did what they needed to do. Took time off the clock, but didn't get as deep into enemy territory as Coach Golden would have liked. Ended up punting the ball, and then the Indians took it from there. Took them a long time to get down the field. It was no really big play, but Coach Golden was trying to keep it close. They certainly did. But Dartmouth got the ball, and down the field they came, and eventually getting into the end zone. So Coach Golden now will get the ball back on offense. And he has been coaching over here at Bishop Stang for 8 years. 34 years experience altogether when you add a Bishop Stang, New Bedford High School, and Catholic Memorial. Terrific coach and a great gentleman.
I want to apologize to Mike Hawk. I was so used to Louis Freitas being out there like for 15 years in a row. What a booming leg. I used to get a kick out of watching him kick point after touchdowns and kickoffs. So, Michael, good job. And high end over end kick, and the Spartans return it. The return man is going to be wrapped up. Again, a good job by the special teams of Dartmouth High. Ethan Davis was the runner. Ethan Davis was the tackler, I'm sorry.
From the Bishop Stang 18.
Well, this is the second time in a row that Stang starts from their own 18-yard line. Second possession of the game. The first time they had the ball, they were only able to make it to midfield before punting. They did convert on one fourth down, a gamble of 4th and 1, and they ran around to the outside. Let's see what they can come up with on their second possession of the game.
And they start by running it right into the middle of that Indian defense.
Ball's carried by number 9, Keegan Prince. He's stopped in the
That
middle.
was Plant, the ball carrier. We'll give them 2.
Gain of 2 will be 2nd and 8.
Carrero in there for the Indians, along with several others.
Just a reminder, we'll be right back here on Dartmouth Community Media next Friday night as the Indians take on Braintree, 7 p.m. at the stadium in Dartmouth.
Here's the quarterback. Pitch near side and getting up across the 25-yard line was Yazbek and Aurora. A transfer to the Indians made the stop.
Very nice defensive play here by Aurora. Stayed home, read the pitch, came up, made the tackle. That's a senior defensive back right there for you. Knows how to make the tackle, doesn't try to do anything too crazy. Just get him to the ground.
Nice 6-yard gain by the Spartans. 3rd down and a long 2. He's going to run it to the far side to get himself a first down and more. And that's a nice run out there by the Spartans. Luke Oliveira picks up a Stang first down.
Good for a Bishop Stang first down.
Nice run here by Luke Oliveira. He's had a couple big plays for Stang so far. Just gets upfield and shoestring tackle by Aurora to save a bigger gain. So you're Stang, again, I think you're happy with where you're at right now in the game. You know, you're moving the ball, you're doing what you're expected to do, you're killing clock, you're only down 7. So if you come down here and score, get a ball game.
1st and 10, Bishop Stang. And they run it right up the middle for a big gain out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 8.
Ball's carried by number 5, Dylan Hunt. He's stopped in the
That's
middle by
Hart, the ball
number
carrier.
21, Ray Grimley.
Well, Dylan Hunt is a senior out of Mattapoisett, 5'11", 200 pounds. 2 back-to-back big gains there by Bishop Stang. You saw Luke Oliveira picking up speed on the pitch, this time grinding it up the middle. Nice movement by the offensive line of Bishop Stang. And a nice gain of 9 by the senior out of Mattapoisett, Dylan Hunt.
In slow, far sideline. Just overthrown. Nice time to call that, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try with True Gonzalez. He's the basketball player. They said he's the athlete who can go up and get it. So, I mean, risk reward, I guess. You know, a freshman on a senior. So, why not take a gamble and try to get it downfield and make a big play?
Looked like Asante Aurora was right there with the coverage. I mean, there was very little separation. And the defensive back, the senior, down there with some nice coverage.
3rd and short. The ball's out. And the Indians, let's see, they have the football. I believe it might have been Michael Hawk recovering that. Let's look on.
This is what Dennis had told us before the game. It's the turnovers and fumbles. If they can keep away from that, they'll be all right. And exactly what you don't want to do, give the Dartmouth the ball back in their own territory. And, you know, this is the trouble they get into in this kind of offense. It's tough to score quickly. You get down 14-0. It's a different half.
Boy, from the Bishop Stang point of view, how disheartening. They were moving the ball up the field. They had 2 gains back-to-back.
2.5 a yard to go.
Yeah, and then, you know, they tried the pass, didn't work. Now you can get the first down, keep it moving. No, now you give the high-powered offense the ball in your own territory.
Here's Gremlick. He's got running room up the middle. And Gremlick turns out a solid gain of 9 or 10 yards. He's very close to the first down marker. Actually, they're going to move him along the far sidelines. Nope, now the referee says, hold on a minute. Going to mark him just a ball short. Now the lead official is saying first down. Hold on now, he wants a timeout. I thought he had it, fellas. The guy on the far sideline said no.
First down.
First down.
Well,
Is that an official match?
yeah,
That looks good.
yeah, well, Dartmouth will take that, and the lead official is about 15 yards, 17 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so Indians have a first down. Look here, throw it here, near side. Aurora's got it, looking for running room, cuts it back inside, and gets down to the Stang 31-yard line.
Park's pass is complete to number 3.
Silver makes the tackle for the Spartans.
Stopped in the play by number 7, Luke Oliveira.
Nice little quick play by Dartmouth to get the ball in open field for Aurora. See if he can make a play. Keep staying on their toes defensively.
About 3, it will be 2nd and 7 from the Bishop Stang 32.
Asante Aurora, you see him there, number 3, coming over from his school down at Tabor and talking to the coach before the game. A nice addition to this Dartmouth High School unit and another senior.
There's Gremlick running left. Gets himself a couple.
Ball is carried by number 21, Ray Gremlick.
Little difficulty on the exchange there, kind of killed that play. See
Yeah,
it right here.
A couple of times it's looked like, you know, they're, I don't want to say indecisive, but it's kind of reading that defensive end a little too long and hanging on or not pulling out soon enough.
From the Bishop Stang.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 4. From the Spartan 29-yard line. Here's a good look at Jackson Hart, senior quarterback. One of the best lacrosse players in the area as well. And here he is. He's got to try to do it himself. He's got speed. Now he's got to throw, and it's incomplete.
There's going to be a holding call in the backfield.
For number 3, Asante Aurora. There is
It'll
a
be a
flag.
holding call against the Indians. So will Dennis keep it 4th and 4, or will he take the penalty?
I think you got to move him back. I think Dartmouth's offense too dangerous with a 4th and 5. They're in that in-between territory where they could come up with a play to get a first down. So don't hate the decision to move him back. Long 3rd down and make him earn it.
From the Bishop Stang 39.
Stang ran into some penalty trouble in their first drive with back-to-back penalties that really hurt that drive. Stang hoping that they can return the favor. That big fumble, that was a turnover. Again, as Andrew pointed out, Coach Golden talking about that before the game. Ball control and do not turn the ball over. So they need to stop Dartmouth here. And Dartmouth Hey, once you get inside the 40-yard line, you're in 4-down territory.
This is a reverse. This is Andrews. He's got plenty of room to the outside. Look out. He's got speed. Marcus Andrews got himself a first down inside the Spartan 20-yard line.
It's a great call by the Indians there. It also helps to have an athletic quarterback like Jackson Hart. You really don't like to see your quarterback get out there on the end and make a block, but puts his body in the line for his buddy Andrews to get a huge gain for Dartmouth and a big first down, and that's crushing for Stang's defense, unfortunately.
What a great time to call that play, and what terrific execution. I mean, everyone was fooled. Nobody was on the other side of the field. And we'll mark that down for Marcus Andrews, approximately a 23-yard gain, and a huge one for this Indian offense.
Here's Hart. Rolls right, looking, throwing. Is it cut? They're going to say no. Incomplete along the near sideline. Nunes Medeiros, the intended receiver.
I thought he got his knee down there, but maybe not.
2nd and 10. From the Bishop Stang.
We'll get a look at it here. The official was right there looking right down at it. Well, let's take a look on the replay.
Close. Yeah. Looked like his knee was on the line. And did the ball pop out at the end there? It's tough to see, but good call.
Yeah, good position by the official for sure. So a 2nd and 10, Dartmouth knocking on the door, trying to get into the end zone for the second time tonight.
Gremlick cuts it back inside. Another solid run by the senior.
Ball's carried by number 21, Ray Gramlich.
Nice run by Ray to get 5 yards, 6 yards on that carry. Puts Dartmouth back in a position of a third and manageable.
It was a nice defensive play by John Horan there as well for the Spartans. We look on at the Indian coaching staff. That's the head coach, Rick White.
Can you believe 21 years now as the head coach, 35 years altogether coaching?
Yeah, whistles blow, and the Spartans want a timeout.
Well, next Friday, we have a doubleheader. Girls soccer versus Somerset at 3:30 p.m. We also have a game on Monday, volleyball versus New Bedford at 5 o'clock. And we'll see, of course, Coach White and the Indians right back here on Dartmouth Community Media in their home opener against the Division I Braintree Womps, and what should be another great game Friday night at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. That should be fun.
Hey, you guys hungry?
Sure.
Okay, well, ever wondered what your town employees cook up
Yes, I
when
have,
they're
actually.
off the clock? Well, now's your chance to find out. Join us here on What's Cooking in Town. Each episode features town employees whipping up their favorite dishes.
Is Doc Nunes still a town employee? I wonder what he cooks up.
Trouble.
We don't get to be here and hear Jim give Doc the business this week like he does generally. But next week is only a week away.
One of my favorite people in town.
100%.
Here's Gremlick twisting, turning, down inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line.
21, Ray Gramlich. He's stopped on the play by a host of
Where he picks up an Indian first down.
Give it a Ray.
First down.
Twists and turns and gets his way to a first down. It looks like it's inside the 5 to the 4 maybe. So first and goal for the Indians heading in.
This is Gremlick, cuts it inside, and he walks it home.
Ball is carried by number 21, Ray Gramlich for a Dartmouth touchdown.
That was simple, Paul.
Yeah, we mentioned a number of times how Ray Gramlich led the team last year with 14 touchdowns. So here he is with 2 already on opening day against Bishop Stang. The 1-yard touchdown run to start the second quarter. And this one here from 3 yards out. Second time the Indians are in the end zone tonight. And he's got both of them.
Indians come out, make Stang position themselves, and now they have to reposition everyone. Mike Hawk in for his second attempt in this ball game. High snap, and that's high and good.
The floater.
That thing was hanging up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But it gives the Indians a lead of 14-0.
A little bit of hang time there. Just barely making it over the bar.
That thing looked like it was dropped from a plane landing at New Bedford's airport. Now the coach has got his hands full, boys. He's got a running ball club, and he trails by 2 touchdowns.
And 3:42 to go in the half. Not a lot of time for Stang's type of offense to get down the field. They need as much time as you can to go from, whenever they get the ball, say down in their own 20 or 25, all the way down to the end zone to try to cut this lead in half. A lot of green and not a lot of time.
And I know he misses his team captain, Dominic Cavallo, out for the season, playing another varsity sport. Had knee surgery, I believe, and is out for the entire season. So his captain is gone for the season. So we wish Dominic Cavallo, from all of us here at DCTV, or Dartmouth Community Media as we're now known as, we wish him the best of luck.
And how big is that turnover? Stang coming down the field, just starting to move the ball a little bit, a couple of big runs, and they fumble the ball, give the ball back to the high-powered Dartmouth offense, and they made them pay.
This is Silver to the near side. He's got to the 30 and has run out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Stang fans looking for a penalty flag on a late hit. Michael Hawk made the stop.
Yeah, nice return by Silver. Ran hard up the middle there to the outside. Michael Hawk came in with a nice tough tackle around the edge. Good no call. I don't think there's any malicious intent there.
Definitely needed that because, as we pointed out, they're not a team that can move the ball quickly down the field. They need to grind it out. Takes a lot of time off the clock, so they get a good return on special teams to at least get to the 34 with 3:37 to go in the half. At least they have some opportunity to perhaps get down the field and have a chance to cut this lead in half.
Winslow brings him out. 1st and 10. And they run it. The Indians are right there to stop it. Lucas Patello was the last man getting up for the Indians. Short gain of 1, 2nd and long.
You see when Dartmouth carries the ball to the inside so much easier than when Stang does, and it's so much harder and so much more work and so much more effort just to get a couple of yards.
Stang's had more luck in this game, Paul, running to the perimeter than they have up the middle.
Well, they do a good job with that, just with the decipherment inside with the different fakes and pump fakes and things, and it's just a tough offense to really get motivated to stop. It's just inside. So it's all stay home.
That was Plant, the runner. He picked up 3, and now they're looking at 3rd and 7.
The game is 3rd and 7. From the Bishop Stang, 38.
Just under 2.5 remaining. This could be a big stop here for the Indians. They'd like to punch one more score in before the half if they could.
I agree. It's a big play here for Stang. You got to do something to either get 4th and short or get a first down, because could be big trouble if not.
And they're going to throw it. Here comes the rush. They can't find a receiver here to the near side. That was Todd Silver, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down now in 7.
Yeah, good defensive play by Derek Stevens as well. Even if that ball was caught, it was going absolutely nowhere. So good defensive play. Stops the clock as well.
As you pointed out, Stang really needed to get at least 3-4 yards on that to set up a 4th and short to at least have the opportunity to maybe be gutsy and go for it. But obviously you can't go for it here. Now you're going to give it back to Dartmouth. And, 2 minutes, Dartmouth with the ball, that's different than 2 minutes with Stang with the ball.
Absolutely, and you got Andrews back there and Aurora, two dangerous guys that can field the punt and get some good return yardage as well.
Hendricks to punt it away for the Spartans. Good snap, rides it out, it's a beauty. And Andrews is just going to let it go by him, and that's a great roll for the Spartans down to about the 16-yard line where it's down there. Hendricks with a nice boot there. And we have our first cramp of the ball game down there at the 20-yard line.
I think that was a big break for Stang, actually. Andrews didn't come up and get that punt, let it roll down and get inside the 20. So if he returns that, it might be at the 40, 35. So Stang gets a little lucky on that break where Andrews decided to play it safe and not try to get that ball and take a weird hop on him. But we'll see what Dartmouth does here with 1:51 left.
Let's go, defense!
Hart looks over the defense on this 1st and 10 and whistles blow. And we have a motion penalty against the Indians. It'll back them up 5. I'm not sure how Coach White wanted to end this half, where the Andrews not fielding the punt cleanly, and at least a 25-yard roll from Hendricks' football, Santos, has put the Indians pinned way back.
Right, exactly. And you're thinking, as Andrew was, right, you pick that up, you run it back, now you get, say 30, 40-yard line. But suppose it does take a funny bounce, and suppose you end up fumbling it. Now you give Stang the ball and you let him right back in the game. So you got to make that split-second decision. I don't know that it was the wrong one, but, obviously it's a big play, and we'll see what happens with Stang here.
And the Indians just run it up the middle.
Ball's carried by number 21,
Ray Grimlick. Clock is running. Doesn't look like Coach Golden's going to call a timeout.
All right, I was just wondering about that because you weren't thinking that Stang was going to get another possession, but, if they can hold him here, they could potentially get another possession. But, again, if Dartmouth comes up with a first down with a big play and you leave a lot of time on the clock, perhaps the strategy is let's let the clock run down. If we get the ball, we get the ball. But you don't want to give Dartmouth a first down with a lot of time on the clock if they get the first down.
Gremlick. Still on his feet. He's across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. He's got himself a first down.
That's why Coach Golden didn't call a timeout.
Well, that's what you're afraid of. You bust a big play, gets Dartmouth in positive yardage, and gets about a 15, 20-yard gain there by Gremlick, and now Dartmouth is hurrying up, and I don't know how many timeouts they have left, but.
And they're going to run it here to the near side. That's Andrews. And Marcus is going to be stopped for no gain.
There's a timeout here by Dartmouth.
Dartmouth is going to get the ball to start the second half, as Stang did get the ball to start the game. So even if the Indians go into the locker room with just 2 scores, they'll be able to start the third quarter on offense.
I think we ought to do a cooking show of commentators. Like, you should do something Frozen, because you're the premier hockey announcer for several years in the area. And in my opinion, you're good enough to be on national TV.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say that.
So what I'm going to think of Portuguese dish, frozen cassoulet. What would you go with, Paul?
Frozen cassoulet.
I don't know. It's got to be frozen. You do hockey.
Yeah,
you're
right,
always cold, right?
Well, I'm thinking maybe something that has ice cream in it,
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little cream, maybe some nuts. Throw a few nuts on top.
Really? Wow. What's your favorite kind of nuts? I'm just curious. Is there anything like from Madeira
Walnut,
or Lisbon?
Walnut.
There's nothing, no traditional Portuguese.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
You and the rest of your family are the only nuts.
That's right, the whole family.
Come from the homeland. I get it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Peter Chase.
From being on the far side, and you see him jumping around number 13. He comes in and has a big block here to spring him. right there to get him an extra 10 or so yards, and big play by Hart there with his feet.
Gonna say Jackson stepped out at the 45-yard line. That's where they'll mark the football. 1st and 10 Indians. 28 ticks left on the stadium clock. Indians with a 14-0 lead. Gonna get it out here quickly to Andrews, and the Spartans sniff it out. Well played there by the Indians, by the Spartans defender, Travis Hendricks. Well read, Andrew.
Well read. I think that play was a little rushed by the Indians as well. It didn't look like the blockers could get there quick enough with Aurora and Stevens there to get that block on that cornerback to let Andrews get some running room. So good play defensively and a little rush there, I thought, on that play by the Indians. But again, it's game one and you're running your hurry up offense. So I mean, I'm not sure how much they actually have practice time to run this kind of stuff, but I like the idea of getting Andrews the ball in space.
I do as well. Now, what are you going to cook on the broadcaster's cook-off? What are you going to cook?
Oh, boy.
Well, the worst thing for TV is dead air.
Yeah.
The first thing they teach you is dead air.
I'm trying to follow the ice cream and nuts bit by Paul. It's a tough act to follow.
Is it okay if I have my wife whip something up and pretend I did it? I know,
that's cheating.
That's old school, too.
That's old school.
Old school.
Do some grilling. I'll do some grilling.
Oh, yeah. Flip some burgers.
Yeah.
Flip maybe some steak tips.
Absolutely.
Kind of spit.
Oh, yeah.
Hart's going to do some grilling here. Drops straight back. Here comes the rush. Jackson running for his life. Now throws for our sideline. Incomplete. It was Aurora, the intended receiver, across the far sideline.
The Stang defensive backs and defensive linemen must be thinking, what do we have to do to sack this guy? Because it looked like he was pretty much dead and buried about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he runs away and manages to get something positive out of what something seems like is going to be very negative.
Yeah, Plant came on that backside. I was hoping he wasn't going to try to flip out of there and come back because Plant had him dead to rights, but athletic ability to get out and continue his momentum to the far side of the field, so give his wide receivers an opportunity for Aurora, but just too high.
As you can see, only 9 seconds left in the half. We'll see what the Indians can do, still in their own territory.
Andrews, look out for him. He's at the top of your screen. He's a speedster. Instead, you'll give it to this guy. He's a 2-touchdown player already in this one, and Gremlick's still going. Gremlick's still going. And he's going to be taken down just short of the goal line as time is run out. Goodness gracious. What a run by Ray. However, it comes up short.
I like the blocking all the way downfield. You see Andrews hustling, just try to get something, maybe spring him close, but heck of a run to end the half, and Stang gets out of here as fast as they can before the half.
That's about a 45-yard run there by Ray Gramlich, and yeah, the people on the Stang side are really worried about what was going to happen there. Well, we'll take a look at the replays here. We have 2 touchdowns by the touchdown maker, Ray Gramlich, from 1 yard out. Now, that touchdown was actually set up by a 14-yard run that he had just a moment before that, the extra point by Hauk. And then this one here by Gramlich, this one from about 3 yards out as he goes tiptoeing into the end zone. Again, Mike Hauk with the 2 extra point kicks and a 14-0 Dartmouth lead here at the half at Bishop Stang.
We'll be back with second half action in just a moment.
it's a great rivalry. We've had it for years, even back when I played in the 80s. So, you know, it's been an important part of our schedule as long as I can remember. So yeah, we know everybody over there. We know the kids on the team. We know coach and staff. So it's just a great local rivalry. Even though we're not on the same street anymore, it was even more fun when we were at the Slocum Road location. Great game to prepare for, and moving it to week 1 has been awesome for the fans and the kids at both schools. So we had a great crowd. So it's been a lot of fun. Well, total years 35, but this is my 21st year as a head coach. Yeah, so when Coach Golden came to this area from Dartmouth, he started in New Bedford High the same year I took over Dartmouth High. So we've been going at it for the last 20 years. So we've developed a great friendship, and you know, he's just a positive of a role model you can have at a high school, and he does things the right way, and he's definitely an excellent football coach, but he's even better at preparing his guys for life after football, life after high school.
Indians begin to celebrate. Ricky White with Jackson Hart. Big hug for his junior leader. There's another one.
Well, I mean, every time you have a great season, I mean, you know, the expectations are high going into every season, honestly, but you know, this year we have everybody coming back after a 9-2 season, so it's going to come a better chance for us to get ready for the playoffs. So we're excited about that. But yeah, I mean, teams are going to know that we're going to be pretty good. So you know, really senior leadership on this team. We have 20 seniors, and you know, with the core returning of the skill positions, our quarterback, our Jackson Hart, Ray Gramlich, our running back, and Marcus Andrews, our slot receiver. So those 3 guys are really kind of the cogs in the machine offensively. You know, we have some guys that got time, some varsity guys, Tom Quinn last year, Lucas Patello, Aiden Carrero. We have some guys back on the offensive and defensive lines, which is nice, and a linebacker. But, you know, we got to replace some guys. You know, but we have all seniors at the wide receiver position. We have Asante Aurora, who came in from Tabor Academy. And so he's added some depth at receiver and at defensive back. So we got the wheels in place. We just need our offensive and defensive lines to get some experience. We have some new starters up front, and that's always, you know, they're the key to your whole success of your season is up front, right? Well, you just got to make sure the timeline from when you start August 16th to the first game, you know, and you want to make sure you get as much in as possible. And logistically, you got to get, you know, all the rosters done and the uniforms and the things that, you know, just for the week 1, the decals, the stickers, the helmet for the helmets, and you know, but you know, the TV teams lined up to cover the games and tickets and all that stuff. But you know, making sure we got the right guys for week 1 out on the field and being ready to go, right? You don't want to go out and make mistakes. So you got to make sure you cover everything that you can possibly cover that's going to happen in a game, you know, before the first game of the season. So, you know, a lot of teams, sometimes you'll see in the first week, there's a lot of mistakes, there's a lot of penalties. So we try to eliminate that so that when we go in, we've covered, you know, everything so that, you know, we're not making those types of mistakes, and that's going to give us an advantage, hopefully, for our first opponent. I love coaching, and you know, in any sport, like, you know, you're going into a game and there's a lot of unknowns, right? You know, Stang seniors are this is their last time playing us. You know, it's one of those games where you throw the records out the window, and we're fortunate to have great local rivalries with Stang and New Bedford and Fairhaven. So I mean, it's fun, you know, and you definitely get excited. I don't get super nervous, but I say, like, you know, I'm pretty pumped up for every game when we're playing. So a little bit of nerves, I guess, but you know, more like nervous for my guys and making sure that we all come out and do a good job, and that they perform the way we've prepared them to perform. Because if not, it's on me. You know, when we play well, you know, it's great, but when we don't play well, obviously, you know, it's on the coaches. So, you know, obviously the team takes some responsibility. But yeah, we're excited to go every week, and looking forward to a big opening night against Bishop Stang.
Welcome back, everybody. We get set to call the second half action here from Bishop Stang. Our score at the half is Dartmouth High School 14, Bishop Stang High School nothing. It's been quite a contest. Stang trying to keep it away from the Indians, and the Indians very gremlin. He's had a whole complete game in one half.
Yes, he's got 2 touchdowns, that 1-yard touchdown run very early in the second quarter, set up by his own 14-yard touchdown run. And then he had a 3-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter, set up by a 23-yard run by Marcus Andrews. A couple of extra points by Michael Hawk. And the Indians here at a 14-0 advantage. And by the way, Ray Gramlich, not only the 2 touchdowns, 148 yards rushing in that first half. A very excellent start for the senior running back who had 14 touchdowns last year leading the team.
So the Indians will receive the second half kickoff. Andrew, what are you looking to see here in the second half?
Well, I think this is a huge possession for Stang. They're right on the verge of being in the game or out of the game rather quickly. I think it's a difficult situation to come back with their offense to be down 21. They get a stop here with the keeper within 14, maybe break a play here, and then you're down 7 with a lot of time left. So big possession here for the Indians to get up big, and a big defensive stop here for Stang would go a long way.
Oh, the Spartans kick it off, and it goes to Andrews. And Andrews got running room to far sideline, still on his feet, still going across midfield and down inside the Spartan 45-yard line. That's the speed we talked about at the top of the telecast, Paul.
Oh, yeah, Marcus Andrews, one of the skill position players coming back here for the Dartmouth Indians, doing damage not only on the offensive side of the ball and defensively too, but look at this run, picking it up at his own 20-yard line, picking up some good blocks and using his athleticism, almost tackled there, but look at that, another 10 yards after that, and the Indians start at the enemy 42. Big return and a gut punch to Stang starting the second half.
So Hart brings him out 4 wides. And there's Gremlich pushing down inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Dylan Hunt on the stop for the Spartans. They'll give him a gain of 2. Second and long here for the Indians. Just underway here in the second half. I'm Jim Thompson. He's Andrew Thompson alongside Paul Santos, and we welcome you viewers live on YouTube. One of the great Hall of Famers of all time listening in from Jacksonville. Dartmouth High School Hall of Famer, former coach at the high school, Mark Devitt, his lovely wife, Michelle. Hello from all of us in your former hometown. Second down here now for the Indians. They're going to pitch it here near side, Gremlich. Ray on his feet. And they finally knock him down, out of bounds, but not before he picks up another solid run and a first down.
A little different wrinkle here for the Indians. They kind of reverse pivot pitch. Gets Gremlich to the outside, which he's not usually doing, but a nice play, nice run. Ray showing some speed to the outside, a big gain for Dartmouth. And I think the playbook here is kind of wide open with the position they started in this second half. So might see a little different things in this drive than we've seen since Dartmouth started in great field position.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I've noticed in this game, the downfield blocking of the wideouts. Been outstanding.
Well, you get guys that have been doing it for 3 years. They should know better by now, and it's a big thing not to hold down there. We've seen that over the years.
Here's Jackson. And he plows his way down inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line.
I think the difficult thing for Stang is even when Dartmouth doesn't have a big play, it's still 3 to 4 yards. They're not getting any stops in the backfield or second and 9. It's, Dartmouth's always in a position where they can bust a play or be in a good positive position on second or third down where they're in dangerous territory. So it's an uphill battle right now for Stang.
Hart keeps it. He's got running room. Jackson down inside the 5, just misses the pylon. Lets the referee know he has himself a first down.
That's about a 16-yard run there by the senior quarterback, Jackson Hart. And once he went around the side, lots of room. Look at all that daylight. And he gets down to about the 2-yard line. The Indians knocking on the door again for their 3rd score of the night.
And Marcus Andrews, the wideout, blocking downfield. Coach White looks on. A score here, Andrew, could do it for the Indians.
Well, it changes your whole offense if you're staying. I mean, you kind of ground and pound and killed the clock, and now you got to come up with some sort of offense the first game of the year to come back after 21-point deficit. It's a big to do, a big ask for these kids for staying.
Here's a good look at Jackson Hart, the senior quarterback. He's going to keep it, and he's going to walk it home. Jackson Hart, his first touchdown of the season. Last year he rushed for 10. He gets number 1 on the 24 season.
Something that Paul and I talked about in the first half. He kind of hung on to it a little while, too long in the first half. This time he's getting the ball to the outside himself, reading the defensive ends and linebackers. Great run, good vision by Hart on the outside there for the touchdown.
And a shout out to Jackson Hart's dad, Andy Hart, now working the afternoon drive shift at WEEI, which is a prime position there at the radio station. So shout out to him. Keep up the great work up there at Boston at WEEI.
Michael Hawk in to do the point after touchdown. And this time he rides it up and rides it through. All right, so we've been talking about the receivers blocking downfield, and Gendron has no one to block. Number 15, well done by Jackson Hart off the ball fake, well-designed play.
And if you're a receiver and your guy's going inside, you know your quarterback's going outside, just let him go. Don't even try to hold. Just let him go to the inside and keep it that way and force him through you.
It is nice to see the Indians. They seem to be able to come up with kickers every single year. Somebody leaves, somebody comes in. We had Louis Freitas the last few years. Now we got Michael Hawk, 3 for 3 tonight. And it's not going to be a big thing tonight, but there'll be games where, it's 21-20, it's 14-13, games are won and lost with the extra points. And if you can kick a field goal, possibly in a close game, that's another weapon in your arsenal. So it's great to see Michael Hawk 3 for 3 tonight with the points after touchdown.
It's a high end over end. Silva. Far side, still running. And is finally forced out of bounds. So at or about the 25-yard line where the Spartans will have it. Bo Parlin, another Bo Parlin, Andrew.
That's right. I think it's the younger brother of Matt Bo Parlin, who's an assistant coach on the team now. I believe it's his younger brother. It could be a cousin. Wearing the same number.
Well, Winslow will bring him out for the Spartans. Team trailing by 21 now. Stang cheerleaders trying to get their team inspired. Trailing now by 3 touchdowns. And they run it up the middle with the big fella, Keegan Plant, 3-year starter, Catholic League All-Star. Got himself about a yard. He hasn't had much success, fellas, in this game.
No, Dartmouth's done a really nice job up front, keeping them contained. And Luke Oliveira's actually had more positive yards or bigger plays when they get him to the outside. And I think the trouble with this offense is you got a guy like Keegan Plant, who's your go-to guy. He's running inside the tackles. And Dartmouth's controlling that right now, so it's tough to get any game break right now for him.
Here's a pitch to the near side. And with running room and a first down, still on his feet, taking a big hit is Luke Oliveira. Right on cue, Andrew said how well he's played. Michael Hawk with the tackle.
Yeah, this play's been successful for Stang all night long. Luke Oliveira's been able to juke a few guys all night long, and then this takes a big hit by Michael Hawk. Nice run, there you go.
His partner, Tom Quinn, says, ooh, I could feel that myself.
Luke Oliveira, junior out of Mattapoisett, 6 feet, 175 pounds. He's been a bright spot here tonight for the Bishop Stang Spartans.
I think there's several Oliveira kids that have played over the years. There's a run there by Danny Yazbek. He'll pick up a couple. And that's Tom Quinn willing himself up, making the tackle.
Dartmouth appearing, to be in complete control here. But remember when Stang had the ball, their second possession, only down 7-0, moving the ball, a couple of good gains, and then that turnover. That was a real killer. Dartmouth marched down the field and scored, and it really seemed to be disheartening. It took the wind out of the sails at that point. Not that the Indians might have pulled ahead anyway, but there was like a glimmer of hope there for Stang.
Stang's had great success with Oliveira, brings it down to the 41-yard line, attacking the Indians' perimeter. Ray Gremlick finally getting him down in the secondary.
Yeah, Stang's having success getting around the edge, and Oliveira is taking advantage of that. He's got about 40 yards just on this drive alone, and everybody's keying on plant inside, kick it to the outside. Good play call by Stang.
Here's a pitch to the far side. The Indians finally get to run it to the ground. And it was Hendricks, the ball carrier. Gremlick, the stopper. Gain of 2.
Now that they found some success to the outside, they're going to it more and more here to see if they can get something going here, get something to hang their hat on here, trailing 21-0 here in the third quarter.
Yep, 7 minutes to go in the third.
I was going to say everything is a grind, though. I mean, it's taking them, minutes off the clock. I mean, they just had a first down at 8:05. Now we're almost at 6:50. It's just so much time to score. It's just not conducive to come back in a game like this.
There's Oliveira once again. He's had great success all night long. Look out, that might be a horse collar, and it is on Aurora. I don't think he meant to do that. I think once he realized, Paul, that he did it, he kind of let up. But you can't
and it was too late because the official was right there, and everybody on the Stang sideline knew it. Happened right in front of the Stang bench, and we're going to get a good look at it here on our low-angle camera. A little stiff arm there, almost grabbed the face mask.
Well, I'm not even sure that was a horse collar. He's claiming it was, but it looked like he got him in the top of the jersey.
Yeah, it's a tough call to make. I mean, Aurora did a good job of not pulling him down to the ground like that, which is a good sportsmanship and smart play. It just, once you get your hands around that neck, I think it's just an automatic call. And he's wearing yellow gloves that don't help either. You can clearly see them. So, tough call, but, it's...
So, the mark the football at about the 15-yard line where it's 1st and 10. And this time they run it inside off the ball fake. That was Hendricks, the ball carrier. Tommy Quinn once again on the stop.
There's nothing doing on the inside. Even after running 3 or 4 times on the outside, you think that maybe there'd be a little cheating on the defensive line. Forget it. Nothing doing.
No, it's a good job by Dartmouth defense to stay home and read your keys. I mean, it's easy to think, okay, outside. Stang's looking for you to kind of fall asleep on the inside to bust one, but nice job by Dartmouth's defense to stay home and kind of just read your keys, read your guy.
And really a must-score situation here for Bishop Stang. They have to score on this drive to make it a game.
Here's a quick pitch. It's still running and slammed down there by Gremlick. That was Yazbek, the ball carrier. Had a little opening. Gremlick closed it up quickly.
Kind of looked like a long pitch.
Yeah.
It's one of those times you kind of hold your breath as a coach.
Pretty decent game there.
It's got a hole on the outside. There's been a couple big holes, like we've talked about with Oliveira and right there. And, but again, they got to punch it in. This down to 5:30 now. It's been over 3 minutes inside the 50-yard line for them. It's tough sledding.
And Plant's been out of this series. Their best player. Although this kid's had a great night. That's Oliveira. He's down to the 5-yard line. Wrapped up there by the Indians, Marcus Andrews, along with Claudio.
I'm going to say short of the first down, 4th and a short one.
Good play by Claudio to get off his block, shed the blocker. Get him by the waist, just get him down. Good tackle there, nice play. 4th and 1.
You just need 1 yard to get a fresh set of downs inside the 5-yard line. Big play here for the Stang offense. Got to get at least the first down.
That clock's still rolling. Under 5 to play in the 3rd. They give it to the first man.
Didn't get it.
The Indians hold them up, but I don't think he got the first down. Actually, the quarterback had to keep it as they collided with the running back.
To me, I think that's too obvious to just try to take it up the middle on the 4th and 1, especially when you haven't had success. Ordinarily, you don't go around the side on a 4th and 1, but that's what's been working, and the Indians read it well and gave him absolutely nothing. Big stop for the Dartmouth defense.
Yeah, that was Dylan Hunt, actually. Just looked like it wasn't a clean handoff. And how much did they miss their starting fullback on that drive?
Was it Jack Delacosta, I think, took on 2 blockers there to kind of create a hole for Hawk to fill that lane real quick and make a good play there. Everything done right by the Indians, and a tough break by Stang there. Did everything right but score.
That's a heartbreaker for sure. Now we'll watch a couple of the seniors go to work for the Indians, and here's the touchdown maker, and he's got plenty of room again. This is Gramlich. Raymond just needs a block. He's still going. He got the block. He's going to take it down and in for an Indian touchdown, Ray Gramlich. What a night for the senior running back. No flags.
Wow. Well, we talked about it all night long. Downfield blocking. Great run by Ray Grimlich, but you can see Andrews, if he's in the frame here, does a heck of a job all the way downfield. Stay in front, stay in front. Don't hold. Let your guy make the play. Great run. And that's a dagger. That's a killer for Stang right there. That's heartbreaking. But
return 95 yards by Ray Gramlich. Wow. What an exciting play.
Michael Hawk in to do the point after touchdown and missed that one to the right. Clock stopped here at Bishop Stang. 4:15 to go in the 3rd, and we're in the midst of what looks like a blowout opening night. 28-0 Indians. There's a good look at Ray Grimlich.
he's going to need a breather real quick.
Well over 200 yards in this game, Paul.
Yeah, 148 in the first half. 3 touchdowns on the night, a couple of rushing touchdowns, some big long runs. That one there on special teams, the 95-yard touchdown return. 14 last year we mentioned to lead the team, and he's got 3 already right here on opening night. You can see he's very excited, celebrating with his teammates there on the sidelines.
And he should be thanking that man number 13 right there for busting his rear end all the way downfield as well. And that's what these kids, they're all tight. They all said before the season they all want to do it together. And you get a guy blocking for you 45, 50 yards downfield. I mean, that's a nice thing to see if you have Grimlich running and say, there's my guy right there blocking all the way downfield for me. That's all you need as a team, and that's how you win.
And we've talked about it all night long, the Indian whiteouts blocking on every play downfield.
Well, we've seen over the years, the referees hucking flags from 40 yards away about holding and this. They've done a great job tonight not putting themselves in a bad spot, not being behind the chains, not taking a big play away. And that's been huge for this Dartmouth offense.
Next Friday night, right back here on Dartmouth Community Media, as the Dartmouth Indians have their home opener against Braintree High School, 7 p.m. next Friday night.
Nice long boot, and that's Silver, excuse me. He cuts it back inside. Nice return as he crosses the 25-yard line, where Derek Stevens makes the special teams play. Spartans now trail by a score of 28-0. We'll see if Keegan Plant returns to the Spartan backfield.
I think so, number 9 out there, correct?
That's correct.
Looking at the Dartmouth home schedule, Braintree. Then we've got Old Rochester here on Dartmouth Community Media, Barnstable, New Bedford, and then the Thanksgiving game at Fairhaven, which we will have hopefully live on Thanksgiving morning.
Here's Winslow. Throws it out. Caught by Gonsalves. And don't forget, if the Indians make the playoffs, like they have the last several seasons, we'll have that coming your way as well. We're on YouTube TV live. You folks around the country, former alumni of either school, hello from all of us from the broadcast booth. Second down and 7 now after the completed pass. And this is Oliveira, got running room, across the 40 out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 7 and a first down.
Well, Oliveira's been somebody that's been enjoyable to watch here tonight. Great athleticism, a difficult situation, but when he's able to get the ball with some open territory and some good blockers, he's been able to move the ball upfield.
He's had a nice night. Unfortunately, I think he just came out with a little bit of cramps right in front of us, and runs hard, to the outside, and it's been a positive for Stang. I mean, it's deflating to be down 27-0, but it's a long season. You get a guy like Oliveira, when you got a guy like Plant, might be able to pull some games out.
Here's a nice run to the outside. Solid run there by the Spartans. Travis Hendricks. I want to apologize about the score. They did have it at 28. I knew in my mind it was 27, but on the scoreboard, they just changed it back to 27.
Right, you actually called the extra point miss, but I think the scoreboard operator missed it, and he put the 28 up there.
Well, I know I'm smarter than him.
Well, Michael Hawk, that's 3 out of 4, so that's pretty good.
Second down, we'll call it 3 yards here for the Spartans. And they're going to come up short, Plant the ball carrier.
Ball's carried by number 9, Keegan Plant.
Michael Hawk almost had the quarterback before he even handed it off there. Came shot that gap real quick.
Short from the 50.
Stang's had a lot of these tonight, Paul. 3rd, 4th, in shorts. And unfortunately, it's backfired a couple of times.
Yeah, it's difficult because, Dartmouth, they'll stop the inside run. They've been doing it consistently all night. So the question is, what do you do? If you run up the middle and they know it's coming, they're going to stop it. So let's see if they try something to the outside, and they do.
Right on cue. And the Indians wrap them up, throw them down.
Wow.
That was Claudio, I believe.
The Indians handle that as well.
Nice job by Claudio to get to the outside, shed his blocker, and Agent Gendron as well to get to the outside. That contain, let you guys help you out. Nice defensive play by the Indians, and that's another killer for Stang. Put yourself in a position inside your own territory, 4th and long.
Looks like they're going for it at this point in the game.
Winslow throws far sideline, throws it over his receiver's head, and they'll turn it over on downs. Pass was intended for Todd Silva, and the Indians once again hold and will take possession of the football, leading by a score of 27-0 with 47 seconds to go in the 3rd. Andrew, one thing about the Stang offense, I'm pretty sure that in this offense, the quarterback a lot of times carries the football, but it doesn't seem like he's carried it much tonight.
No, I actually thought I'd see a little bit more option as well. And some of the passes, I thought maybe they'd get him on the run, try to do those old kind of waggle passes to the, get to the outside. If there's no one open, run. First game of the year, so, I'm not really sure. I don't think Winslow was the starter initially, right? With Carvalho being injured. So I think it's, a tough spot for him to be as well, first time starting. So in time, I think it's a long season, and hopefully they'll get better with that option.
Indians have it 1st and 10. They got a big lead, and this guy's had quite a night. That's Gremlick. Twists and turns down to the Spartan 40-yard line.
Now, the other issue, too, is, you get these guys playing both ways. First game of the year, you're kind of outmatched by Dartmouth a little bit in size and weight up front. And these guys are getting banged around every play. By this time in the game, it takes a toll, and then you get down early, and it's just an uphill battle from the jump. And credit to Stang for hanging in there, playing tough, but it's just all night long. You're battling, you're grinding. It's not.
Mm-hmm. And Peter Chase doesn't like when we go off schedule. But I'm really interested. I want to go back, since you're the hockey announcer, and I think you should make something like in the shape of a hockey puck. Don't you, Andrew? Like something. What Portuguese tradition looks like a hockey puck?
How about like a Portuguese ring ding? I'm just thinking outside the box here.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
and
that looks like a hockey puck, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And,
Yeah.
And I'm sure for all our listeners out there, whatever nationality you are, we're not picking on anyone. We're just, Paul is of Portuguese heritage. Very
Absolutely.
proud of it.
100%.
And so he can't really come up. So you can text. Ready? Write this down. 508-916-1819. 508-916-1819. Text what you think Paul should cook on the cooking show. The phone is on, so we'll answer the text. 508-916-1819.
And I don't have a lot of experience in this. I just want to make that clear. I'm not a cook. I'm not a regular emerald,
Here's Andrews. And here's a flag.
I guess my concern is with the response, so we're going to be able to read them on the air.
It's going against the Indians. I'm checking the Dartmouth media phone here.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those flip ones from like 20 years ago.
You have a flip phone?
Well, they do. They're kind of cheap.
Oh.
Oh, shouldn't be looking at some of these.
Holding against Dartmouth. You're computer savvy now, are you not, Jim?
No.
Not really?
No. I don't know why my son is laughing hysterically in the background, but no.
Paul, it's much easier now that I'm close by that I can just walk through the house to find them.
Mm-hmm.
Before, I'd have to go from my house, get in my car, drive down to unplug something, or there have been times where it's been unplugged and I just said, hey, just plug it in.
Oh, and not only that, he says I have crumbs on me all the time. I don't understand that either. Second down and very long here, and hard off the ball fake. Being chased, and it's going to be taken down at about the 44-yard line. He has back in on the stop. Horan as well. It'll bring up third down. We'll call it about 13 to go for the Indians. More importantly, the clock is running here. Approaching the 11-minute mark and a large lead held by the Indians.
You mean to tell me, Andy, that there have been occasions where something wasn't working and you went over there to check exactly what it was and it turned out that the item was not plugged in?
Correct.
Oh.
I think more than once.
That damn Sue. Keep telling him.
Wow, it's working now.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's amazing. Hart's looking at third in a bundle here. Rolls near side. Reverses his field. Still looking downfield. Flips it. Completes it. And that's Andrews, and he's got himself a first down. His forward progress was past the sticks. Oh, that official along the far sideline. He's missed it by 2 yards.
Wow. It just shows his athletic ability just to get out of the pocket and flip. And he missed that by about 5 yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Andrews well past the marker there.
Wow. I think it's in our contract we have to behave with the referees for at least the first game, isn't it?
What contract? We're in search for a new town manager. He could boot us off at any time, Paul,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Look, we're searching for one. I got my name in the ring.
The three of us here is costing them a fortune.
4th and short. And Hart did a nice job.
Oh, out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook there.
One of the few times he's gone on the center tonight and did exactly what he was coached to do. But getting back to that spot, that guy missed that by at least 4 yards. His forward progress was at least 4 yards past the sticks. Not that I've ever made a mistake in my life, Paul.
Did you see Aiden Gendron giving Jackson Hart a little push there?
I did. Indians taking their time, breaking the huddle, just killing the clock. The Indians having great success tonight running the football. And that's Mike Hawk.
Ball's carried by number 22, Mike Hawk.
Well, he's a junior. You've heard Jim call his name a few times. Running back, linebacker, of course, doing the kicking duties, 3 out of 4 on the extra point kicks. That's another tool in the toolbox.
And I think he was the player, Andrew, that started the opening kickoff with a real hard tackle to start the season.
Yep. Good way to set the tone.
27-0 is our score. Hawk again, right up the middle.
Ball's carried by number 22.
And he's got himself, let's see, they're going to mark it. Yes, he should have the first down. They moved the chain along the far sideline. The Indians will keep the possession. Clock rolling down to the 8-minute mark.
Get a good look at Ray Gramlich there, number 22. What a nice game he's had here tonight. 2 rushing touchdowns, a big, long 95-yard kickoff return. Another touchdown by senior quarterback Jackson Hart. Nice reception by Marcus Andrews. Had a nice run setting up one of those scores, so a good night for the Indians. And that gentleman.
There's Michael Hawk right there looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
No, we're just talking about Michael Hawk. This time he gets the ball, some good blocking to the interior. Look at that hole right there, and he's pretty shifty. Look at that move right there before he finally gets into the end zone.
Good for him. It's tough to play behind these guys that are seniors and are the studs on the team. So when you get your opportunity, good for him. Works hard, special teams guy. Just, you know, when your opportunity's called, you got to take advantage of it. So good for Michael Hawk, and that should be exciting for him to score against Bishop Stang.
Aiden Gendron was in their quarterback spot for that drive as well. Here's the touchdown maker. And his kick is up. And it's good.
So 3 out of 4 with extra points, or 4 out of 5 actually for Michael Hawk. And that 12-yard touchdown run or so. And a commanding 34 lead over Bishop Stang, 34-0, 6:45 as you can see, and counting here in the fourth quarter. Great way to start the season for the Dartmouth Indian sideline. You see them there behind head coach Rick White. And Dennis Golden on this side is kind of rallying the troops a little bit. Long season to go. And the clock is going to run now because we do have a lead of 34-0.
And I think Peter Chase from the truck instructed the referees because he thinks that you may get out of hand with some of your comments, because I never have gotten out of hand after 28 years of doing this, but I think he got to the referees to run the clock.
Yeah, run the clock before the announcers go off the rails.
And to save his job.
Yes.
You know, he's doing a great job as our leader, one of my favorite people in town. And I can tell you, town employees, this guy doesn't miss a trick. He's got the scoop on all of us, especially me. So I'm going to behave, Paul, for the final
Yes, me too.
5:40. I don't want him chasing me around town. Well, the Spartans are going to return this, and not getting very far is the runner.
Kick is fielded by number 11, Dan Yazbek.
That was Yazbek to return man.
First and 10 from the Bishop Stang.
And once again, shout out to those watching live on YouTube. As Jim has pointed out, it's been so nice the last few years to have these games live, not only for the people in the area, but especially, grandparents, family members. Maybe some are not able to leave the home. They find it difficulty driving at night. Or maybe they live in Florida, as Jim pointed out before, shouting out to those in Florida or around the country that are able to see a grandkid playing in a game or just following their alma mater from around the country. And we'd like to welcome those watching around the country right here on Dartmouth Community Media. Welcome in and glad to have you with us.
So the Spartans hopefully going to try to put up some points here as they run the ball well to the perimeter all night long, having some pretty good success. Travis Hendricks has had a pretty nice game, Andrew, for the Spartans.
Yeah, he's done a nice job to the outside. He's got a couple of swoops and made some positive yards. And Stang's done well running to the outside, which I'm kind of surprised at with Dartmouth speed tonight. So something to look forward to if you're Bishop Stang. You got to take some positives with the loss here, but. You have, like I said, you have Oliveira, you have Winslow, you have a couple of guys like Hendricks. If you can get them really going, and it's not a bad offense once you get it going.
And the Indians defend that well. Gavin Mee in the ball carrier.
Ball's carried by number 17, Gavin Mee.
I believe that was Johnson in on the stop for the Indians. Hey, we want to thank the athletic department here at Bishop Stang for having us over once again. So we've done this for, I don't know, maybe a third time from here, Paul, I believe. So it's nice of them to invite us. It's quite a rivalry. We're so happy to be part of it and bring this game to you folks around the world live. But if you grew up around here locally, this has been a rivalry since back in the early 60s when Carlin Lynch, the Hall of Fame coach at Dartmouth High School, took the Spartans to a Bristol County League championship before moving on, I believe, to Holy Cross and then back to Dartmouth where he had 20-plus seasons of nothing but success.
Carried by number 13, Travis Hendricks.
So it's 4th down now here for Bishop Stang.
4th and 4.
Clock continues to roll.
Bishop Stang, 29.
Let me check my phone and see what you people have. Let's see here.
Just joining us, Ray Gramlich, 3 touchdowns for the Dartmouth Indians, 2 rushing, another on a 95-yard exciting kickoff return, another touchdown by quarterback Jackson Hart, and the most recent touchdown by running back Michael Hawk, who also has 4 out of 5 on point-after touchdowns.
Spartans in punt formation. They ride it out, and a fair catch there by the Indians, Nunes Medeiros.
Did you get a message there, Jim?
I did from Peter Chase, and
Okay.
he did mention that I would say is octopus a big Portuguese dish?
I think it can be. Again, I have to admit some guilt here. I know I'm really good at eating carne spit and eating bacalhau.
Well, I was in the seafood business. I think Italians, Mediterranean,
Right,
Europe. I think octopus is, especially a holiday thing. I used to sell a lot of it.
I thought your thing was wasn't cod. What was it?
Scallops.
Scallops.
We
Yeah,
did
scallops.
a lot of scallops.
You're a big scallop guy.
I did. I used to sprinkle them with water, and water was very good to me, Paul. But I did sell over the holidays. I sold squid, octopus, and another thing for you would be a stuffed quahog. That's round like a hockey puck. That came from Peter Chase.
Mm-hmm.
He's always thinking. He's running the station, There's the Indians just trying to run the clock out. Gang tackle by the Spartans, and perhaps one more play left in this one. But I got several texts. Wonderful that you people responded, and some of the texts I can't really say what they. Well, I can't really repeat what they say. One of them said Paul acts like a hockey puck. I don't think that was very nice.
You're doing some editing as we go, right?
No. Well, the Indians are just going to run this game out. 20 seconds to go. What a night for Coach White. Andrew, 34-0 win over their arch rival. Good way to start the season, don't you think?
A great way to start the season. I think you got your 3 core guys involved in the game early and success. And, you know, Gremlick played a hell of a game and had huge yards, big plays. And I think that's what they want to do. See some explosive plays, put some points up, and walk out with a victory. Everyone's healthy.
3 touchdowns for Ray Gramlich, 2 rushing, 1 on a 95-yard kickoff return. Another touchdown by Jackson Hart, and then finally Michael Hawk with a rushing touchdown. But the most exciting one of the night was this 95-yard kickoff return. And take a look at this one, Andy. How about the run here?
Yeah, Ray's not the speed guy. It's Andrews usually the speed guy, but Ray showed his speed and gets blocking all the way down the field. And a well-earned 95-yard touchdown for Ray Gremlich. Heck of a way to start the season. Good for your senior year. Something to be proud of, beating Stang. And you know, these guys are off and running, so it should be a successful season for the Indians.
And if you're one of the assistant coaches of Dartmouth, that 95-yard touchdown run came on a 4.5 yard for the Spartans. They were going in for a score, and the Indians snuffed it out, stopped them on 4th down. 1 play later, Gremlich rumbles for 95 yards and really broke the game wide open. And just a great opening night for the Indians. They started off kind of cool, I think, Andrew. They looked like both teams feeling each other out, and finally the athleticism of the Indians finally overcame I believe, perhaps the lack of athleticism from Stang. And that's not saying anything negative about Stang. The Indians have 3 of the best players in the area.
Yeah, I think Dartmouth came out, you know, they have good senior leadership, especially with the specialists we talked about. Kind of feel your way into the game, and, you know, everybody's excited and jittery. So to have that first quarter kind of slow pace and get some positive yardage, and didn't make any poor mistakes all night long for the Indians, which was a big thing. No long yardage, no holding, callback. So a lot of positives to build off from Dartmouth. A really good first game. Easy first game to come into. I know it's Stang in a big rivalry, but it's a big game for both sides. Stang has a lot of positives to build off of as well from this game, despite the scoreboard. So hopefully both teams have a successful year, and the Dartmouth Indians keep rolling.
Paul, your final thoughts?
Well, you see Coach White very happy talking to his troops. And, of course, we'll be right back here on Dartmouth Community Media next Friday night against Braintree. And Andy Thompson, we've got our eyeballs on a big individual playing for Braintree that the Indians are going to have to deal with.
Well, I suppose there's a big back coming in from Braintree. We'll see. I guess last year he had a broken arm and still carried the ball over 1,000 yards. So
almost 2,000.
Almost 2,000.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like Bo Jackson out there. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? I've never seen him play, but, you know, it'll be a good test for the Indians early. A different Braintree team they haven't played in years. So it'll be a big test for the Indians, and hopefully they can come out with a W next week as well.
All right, thanks for joining us here from Spartan Village. Indians pick up their first win of the season, 1-0 on the season. The Spartans fall to 0-1. For my sidekick, Paul Santos and Andrew Thompson, I'm Jim Thompson. Until next time, so long, everybody.